It was the one thing Lando Norris couldn't afford. And it happened in front of the entire world. 2 McLarens, 1 braking zone, 0 team orders. In a flash of carbon fibre and chaos, Lando Norris collided with his own teammate, Oscar Piastri, sparking not just a race-ending crash, but what might be the beginning of a full-blown leadership crisis at McLaren. Because if you look closer, this wasn't just a racing incident. This was a symptom, a crack in the armour, a sign that the pressure of being McLaren's golden boy might finally be getting to Lando Norris. It happened in mere seconds, but the fallout could last for seasons. Lap 18. A high-speed fight down to turn 3. Piastri held the inside line. Norris braked late on the outside. The 2 McLarens came together. Lando was forced off track. Oscar suffered floor damage and had to pit for repairs. McLaren's double points finish? Gone. But the real damage? That was internal. Norris over the radio. He turned in on me. What was he doing? Piastri sighed. I gave him space. That wasn't necessary. The radio messages didn't scream panic, but the tone, cold, defensive. And that chill was mirrored in the garage. No post-race embrace. No mutual apology. Just awkward glances. And engineers with tight-lipped expressions. Because this wasn't just about who was at fault. This was about why it happened. To understand the real stakes, we need to rewind. Lando Norris has been the face of McLaren since 2019. The fan favourite. The team's long-term investment. Fast, funny, and fiercely loyal. But then came Oscar Piastri. The Australian rookie arrived in 2023 with little F1 experience but a massive reputation. And he's lived up to it. Clean, clinical, cool under pressure. In his debut season, he didn't just survive, he excelled. Podiums, a sprint win, and a steady climb in the internal team rankings. By early 2024, whispers were already emerging. Was Piastri starting to match or even surpass Lando? Publicly, McLaren praised both drivers, but behind the scenes the pressure was mounting. Because while Oscar had nothing to lose, Lando had everything to prove. This was supposed to be his team, his championship window, his legacy, and Piastri. He was complicating all of it. Make no mistake, Lando Norris is one of the most talented drivers on the grid, but talent alone doesn't guarantee success in Formula One. Especially not when you are expected to lead a top-tier team. Especially not when your teammate is just as fast, and maybe more composed. In recent months, Lando's behaviour has shifted. His radio messages have grown sharper, his post-race interviews more defensive. Even his body language, it's different. Less playful, more serious, more tense. And then came the crash with Piastri. A split-second decision. A forced move. Was it desperation? Or something worse? A breaking point. Because here's the truth no one wants to say out loud. Lando Norris might be cracking under the weight of being number 1. Let's talk about garage dynamics. In most top F1 teams, there's always an unspoken, or sometimes very spoken, hierarchy. At Red Bull, it's Verstappen first. At Ferrari, it was Leclerc. At Mercedes, Hamilton led the way for nearly a decade. But at McLaren, the leadership baton was supposed to go to Lando. Until now, sources inside the team have suggested that Piastri's side of the garage has been gaining influence. His feedback is increasingly driving setup decisions. His approach to strategy is being taken more seriously. And most importantly, he's keeping his nose clean. Lando may be faster over 1 lap. But Piastri is proving himself as a consistent, reliable operator on Sundays. That kind of consistency forces a team to rethink priorities, especially when the lead driver starts making risky decisions, like punting his teammate off track. If you strip away the emotion, the numbers tell a powerful story. In the last 10 races leading up to the crash, Norris outqualified Piastri only 5 times. In race pace, Piastri has shown better tyre management and cleaner execution. Their points tally might still favour Lando, but the margin is narrowing. Fast. McLaren's data analyst reportedly flagged a worrying trend. Norris is losing more time in traffic, showing more rear degradation, and making more on-track errors when under pressure. Compare that to Piastri, who has been quietly bringing the car home, often with 0 radio complaints. The engineers have noticed, the strategists have noticed, and most importantly, Lando has noticed. And that's where the real pressure is coming from. The fallout from the crash wasn't just a few angry words. It revealed a deeper problem inside the McLaren camp, a lack of clear leadership. Andrea Stella, McLaren's team principal, tried to downplay the incident. He called it a racing incident, said both drivers would talk it through. But the vibe in the garage, it didn't scream unity. There's now real concern among insiders that the team is entering a dangerous territory. Two alphas, no pecking order, no team orders, and no one willing to back down. And with Red Bull, Ferrari and Mercedes pushing hard, McLaren can't afford to self-sabotage. Because the truth is, one crash is a mistake. Two crashes is a pattern. Three? That's a war. And we're already one down. Here's why this moment matters more than people realise. McLaren has a real shot this season. They've developed a fast, consistent car. They're winning strategic battles. They're finally in a place to challenge for podiums and maybe even race wins. But that opportunity is fragile, and internal drama can ruin everything. The last thing McLaren needs right now is a driver feud, but that might be exactly what they've got. Because let's be honest, Piastri isn't backing down. And Norris, he doesn't want to share the throne. And looming over it all, the 2026 regulation reset. New engines, new chassis, new era. If McLaren wants to be a title contender, then they need harmony now. And this incident, it's a flashing warning sign that things are breaking down. This isn't just about one crash. This is about identity, ego, legacy. Lando Norris has been groomed to lead McLaren for years. But now, just as the team finally gives him a winning car, his position is under attack. Oscar Piastri isn't playing second fiddle anymore. He's driving like a future world champion, and the team is watching. So the question is no longer who was at fault in the crash. It's, can Lando handle the pressure? Can he lead a top team without cracking? Or has the presence of a rising star already shaken his confidence beyond repair? Because if McLaren has to choose between two great drivers, they'll pick the one who brings results, not excuses. So what happens now? Will Andrea Stella lay down the law before the next crash happens? Can Lando find his calm and his consistency before the team starts to shift behind Oscar? Or is this the beginning of McLaren's next civil war? Let us know in the comments. Is Lando Norris cracking under pressure to be number one? Or was this just the heat of battle gone wrong? And if you enjoyed the video, hit like, subscribe to this channel, and turn on the notification bell for more insane videos from the F1 Racing Newsroom.